Sagittarius, and welcome to your Astroflower reading. I hope you guys are doing well. This is going to be an Astroflower reading from the 21st of March through to the 28th. So this is going from the equinox and it's going through to the 28th. I am going to be doing readings on the equinox and the season of spring for next week, so you will need to subscribe and click that bell in order to do that, and do it quite quickly, apparently. Click that bell and subscribe, like and share and everything like that. You'll find as well in the description below, if you know nothing about the Astroflower, you'll find in the description below lots of introduction videos about the Astroflower and about the different petals that we've got. There's also stuff on Cymatic TV, our sister channel, and how the universe is influencing the vibration of the earth and therefore influencing your chakra and your aura system. So the Astroflower is something that's taken 3 years to get out, and it has been a lot of work, but it is an incredibly versatile tool that you can use and everybody can use in order to give you a heads up on what's going on, even without the cards. So Sagittarius, it was looking so good up to for the last month for you in your readings, and now this week here we've had a lot of solar activity over the past week, and I think it's been continuing this week. A lot of solar activity. It hasn't been extreme, that's for sure, but it's definitely been affecting the elements, and it has made a change. This is what's all to do with this new paradigm that we're going into. So it has made a change, and there's definitely been a change in orientation through these cards this week. It's been quite notable, really. And I think that's got to do a lot with the sun and how it's affecting the planet Earth and its vibration and our vibration. So this is the spiritual front. This is the material front of life. This is your karmic path. This is how the universe influences your karmic path. This is the how your guides influence your karmic path. This is how your guides are talking to you through the conversation that we have within our spirit. This is how we go with the outside world around us. How we interact with the world around us. This is what's going on in our inside. This is the same thing happens on your material side. So it's actually a pretty good reading. There is certain aspects of it though that are more warnings than anything else, and I think the universe is trying to sort of dispel your illusions, I think. Because you've got the five of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. So it's helping you to see, I think, the yin and yang of the situation. Both sides. So basically, I wouldn't go running off doing something if I didn't at least have a quick look of what could go wrong. I would still go ahead and do it if I liked what I did, I was going to do. But at the beginning, I would certainly be aware of what possibilities. So let's say like you were into mountain biking and going down the mountain really fast. Before you go down that pathway, surely it'd be a good idea to just understand or have a look at what that pathway incurs. When does it go through the forest and stuff like that? When do I need to be a little bit more cautious on the brakes? That's the sort of thing. And I think it's trying to influence you on both sides. So on this side here, it's a case of, on your spiritual side, it's just sort of saying, don't invest yourself physically, emotionally into the world, into relationships at the moment. It's a case of, I think more of a case of enjoying the here and now, enjoying that relationship as a here and now sort of situation. Because you've got inside of you on your karmic path, you've got the Queen of Wands, a beautiful, vibrant energy. This Queen brings to life, and she's actually celebrating a light, a passion within her. She's not celebrating all of the passions at the same time. She's celebrating a passion, and when she does that, all of a sudden she galvanizes her wand, and it's the wand that she collects from the page of wands who's throwing it up in the air. She's caught it. She's learned what she needs to know in order to allow her passions to flow. Hey, that's a song. Come on. That's a song there. Someone put it in a song. Go on. Someone just put it in a song. Okay, so here your guides are trying to influence you with the Temperance card. Now, the Temperance cards can be a little bit about sort of patience. And I think, and I've come to understand certainly last week, that the Temperance card has got also a lot to do with timing, of how you push on the yin and yang, to understand both sides. And to have done that, you would have had to go through a moment or a period of Chariot where you've got the white and black horses. He's got the sun and the moon. He's playing with both things. It's almost a magician sort of thing, but it's based upon rules and regulations or understandings of what they've actually done in order to get where they are. And it's being patient and knowing when to put your foot on the accelerator and when to put your foot on the brake, I think is going to be good for you. So it's sort of saying here, be wary, just be wary. Do not invest a lot of your physical emotions into the life around you. Enjoy that present moment. That's when you invest in everything and everyone around you. But, you know, it's a case of just bide your time. Be a little bit more selective of how you invest your physical self in your emotional world. Yeah, because this is the other guides, and they've got the Tower coming up through there. Now, I think it's more of a case of sort of saying, if you're going to go down this path, realize that some things are going to have to fall by the wayside. And I think it's going to be a good path. And I think it's more the physical side, the material side of your life. That's jobs, businesses, acquisitions. I think that's going to be the biggest influencer. And I think it's going to be, you might be tied up in the physical world a lot more, so you don't have a lot of time for sort of relationships. But it's going to bring you, you've got a change of fortunes coming your way. And you're going to be able to go from, it's going to be a chrysalis moment. So it's going to be able to go from the caterpillar into the butterfly. Okay, on the material sort of side, so in the relationships, it's just sort of be wary of what you actually invest in and enjoy the here and now. On the material side here, it's sort of saying there is sort of saying you don't have to do everything. If you've got offers of 2 jobs at the same time, you're going to have to turn down one. So that may be that bit of that headache, but it's a good headache, I think. It's a headache of realizing that some things you've just got to lose in order to win somewhere else, and being sure about yourself. You've played the game now. You should know. You should be able to turn around and sort of say, okay, I'm going to need this in order to live my life correctly. And once you start realizing that you sit within your power, things are going to move along very quickly. You're going to be called to action. I think this is a new job. I think this is a new way of being. It's a new business. It's that's what it seems to be, or a new promotion in your job, and it's you being called to action. I think that's what the guides are trying to bring into you, a new emphasis on your material world. After all the lockdowns we've all been in, it'd be good to get out there. And your guides are sort of saying, be prepared to go on this journey. Let's go, let's move on. And I think if you do move on in that journey and don't worry of looking too far ahead of you and sitting and enjoying the moment, you're going to turn that wheel of fortune so it really starts playing in your favor. But on the material side, it looks very fortuitous for you at the moment, but you've got to be prepared to go on that journey. Don't get caught up in battles or in situations that are not going to cause you any happiness. You've got to understand that some things you're going to have to say goodbye to in order to do new things. Okay? So, and this will be a revelation within you this week of how to do things. Of just going ahead and doing it. You know, finish the procrastination. Do you remember what I said about the Chariot and the Temperance? So this is what you sort of come through at the moment. It looks like you're preparing yourself to give yourself over to someone else. So it might have been a difficult time for you emotionally within relationships over the past whatever time it was, but it seems like you're now, the energy seems to be pulling in your favor to actually, and it's coming in quite quickly to actually, build something for the near future of community. Look at that. Lovely. 3 of Cups. Yeah. Finding your place in the world. And you're going to have choices. 7 of Cups. This is great. This is great for you, Sagittarius. Things are going to really start to get a little bit more concrete if you live that here and now with absolute joy. Connecting the body, mind and spirit. So everything has to come into play, which is going to blow out that, give you a bit of a Tower moment. So get rid of things that are not really serving you anything anymore. And it might be a bit daunting, but in order to marry that beautiful side of you, your emotional side and your physical side, you've got to be patient, but you've got to marry both sides at the end of the day. You've got to be involved or apply yourself in your here and now, in your joy. Okay? And yeah, it will make revelations of situations that were just not good for you. That's what it could well be, that Tower moment. It could be just like a self-realization, kind of go, oh yeah, okay, I better stop doing that. Okay, let's do the material side and let's see how that's sort of playing through. It's a portal, so it's a definite new opportunity coming in here, I think, for you. And the only headache you have is choosing to do it. That's the only headache you have at the moment. King of Cups as well, so feeling completely at ease with that choice. If you just go ahead and run to that call of action. The 4 of Wands is going through a portal, so it's going into the new paradigm. Yeah, and it will release, that's the 8 of Swords. I think this is a case it will release that idea of feeling stuck, of, stuck in a bog, not being able to get in quicksand, not being able to get your feet out of the quicksand. I think it's going to release that if you just go ahead and live in that moment. The 10 of Swords. 5 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 10 of Swords. There's an underlining thing. Well, I think this is to do with self-sabotage more than anything else. I think you've got to let go of the past. Let go of, things might not have worked in the past and it might cause you pain that you miss those opportunities in the past. And the problem is that it's stopping you, that sort of thinking is stopping you from going ahead. You learned a lot on that path. Failure is a good thing because it teaches you success in the future. And this is what this whole idea of walking away. So he's walking away and learning to lose. Yeah, so it can build that ultimate pleasure for the future. Let's see how these two paths here connect with your everyday life. You've got the 7 of Swords. So playing smart, knowing what works for you and playing smart too in the future. And this is how it's going to change your fortune, of knowing how to invest your physical life into your pleasures. If you can understand that, there'll be no choices for you in the future, and it'd be so easy for you to steam on through. Yeah. Page of Wands. Now, I was talking about the Page of Wands. The Queen of Wands had caught the page, the one that the Page of Wands was throwing up. Not the throwing up like being sick, but throwing up in the air in their childish sort of attitude. And in the physical world, maybe that's a case of what you should be doing. Just start saying, if I turn around to a kid and said, turn around to one of my children and said, I'm going down the beach, do you want to come? They wouldn't even think about it. They wouldn't even think, oh yeah, I've got homework, or yeah, I've got to do this, or I've got to do this, or whatever. They're just kind of go, yeah, okay, come, let's go down the beach. And you've got to have this attitude within you. And you do, Sagittarius. You do. There you go. So the Magician. I was talking about this. The Temperance card is being close to the Magician. And it is a case of that in the future, as your fortune does change in the future, and you realize that within you, the Magician is going to be able to really get things going. And that's going to start that Knight of Wands. It's going to move you on from the Page of Wands, through the Knight of Wands, through to the Queen of Wands, and enjoying your life in every single moment. Really good reading. It'll be very interesting to see what actually comes out on the equinox readings, which I'll be doing next week, which you would need to subscribe and click that bell to get the notifications for. But yeah, really good reading, Sagittarius. Really enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. If it did resonate with you, do subscribe. You're going to get more of this. Okay? So in the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy.